Queens to me is the best borough in New York. So many immigrant families have come here to build a life, and it's like, I feel like the hidden gem of New York.
It's not until I come to Queens that I'm able to experience all of Latin America, and it's awesome. It's really like having a passport, and all you have to do is take your Metro card and come over here.
I believe Queens is somewhat of a misunderstood borough, but I do think when people get familiar with the borough, there's things that they will be pleasantly surprised to find.
There are powerful Latinx subcultures with a unique heartbeat shaping every city in the U.S. A heartbeat formed by a group of Americanos who are embracing the roots and shaping the future. A long lineage of Latinx artists, chefs, musicians, and creators helping to make their towns a one-of-a-kind place to explore. This is the U.S. through their eyes. Welcome.
My name is Janelle Martinez, and we're here at Libreria Barco de Papel. To be able to come to a space like this and pick up a good book that reminds you of home is really powerful. I'm constantly reminded of the power of words and what you can do with them. I have family that lives in Queens, so my connection is both through family and also, I guess, chosen family. I am a multimedia journalist and the creator of Angele Latina. So Angele Latina is a blog that I created to essentially highlight and celebrate the narratives of Afro-Latinx women. It was about creating this digital hub where myself, women that identify similarly, could see their stories uplifted and shared across the web. When I want to explore culture, food is definitely a big part of that. Like, there's so many different cultures and food and cuisines that one can find in Queens.
Cheers to Black History.
Yes.
We'll be having an interview with Diva Green, who is an amazing, also content creator and Afro-Latina, and that'll be happening over some good bites.
The guide is out into the world.
Yes, things are
Which is exciting.
So it's the Afro-Latinx Guide to New York City. It's basically a guide to all of the Afro-Latin businesses in New York City. It's been really kind of like traveling in my own city. I'm bringing the guides to life now through these Afro-Latinx walks.
I think a lot of times people historically don't know how deeply rooted our cultural influences and our history are, definitely in Queens, but the larger New York City. We are a continuum, and I think that the work that I'm doing is definitely a continuum of the elders that have come before me.
Una cosa que me encanta sobre Queens is that you can find Mexican cuisine, Colombian cuisine, Peruvian cuisine, all on one block. My name is Jali Alessandra Brown Cepeda, and we are here in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Over here, you have the World's Fair Glow, which is directly across from the Queens Museum. Over there, you have Arthur Ashe Tennis Stadium, where I used to come with my grandparents to watch the US Open, and where I graduated from college. And then down that way, you have the tennis courts that I used to play tennis at when I was a kid. One thing that people get wrong about Queens all the time is that they just kind of lump together that it's a place where there's a huge immigrant population. But what does that look like? You know, you have tons of Southeast Asian communities, tons of Latinx communities, tons of other communities, you know, from all over the world. And once you start to experience it, you see how amazing it really is. Una empanada de carne. ¿Para acá? Sí. Y un pastel de guayaba, por favor. ¿Algo más? Un cafecito con leche y 2 azúcar. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna hit a few bakeries that were suggested by people from Nueva Yorkinos, and I can't wait. Nueva Yorkinos was started actually on Valentine's Day of last year when I was in my country of Dominican Republic. And I was just scrolling on Instagram and I was seeing okay, cool, there are projects dedicated to specific niche communities or interests, but there was nothing that I came across that represented the New York City Latinx experience. This is actually me when I lived in Harlem with my mother. Always with an attitude. I'm genuinely obsessed. Genuinely obsessed with everyone who submits, with every story that I've received, and just with the process as a whole. We're going to Seba Seba Colombian Bakery, which was recommended by a few of the Nueva Yorkinos community members. And I can't wait to try it because I love Colombian bakeries. So my name is Jali, and Jali means griot, and it comes from the Malian Empire in West Africa. There are people who pass down their village's history through oral tradition. And so here we are. One of the more recurring themes that I see is it's definitely stories of survival, of assimilation. But I think that the general themes are those of how strong and resilient the immigrant community is in New York City.
Queens is becoming more of a place for people to come and make art and also present art. Not many neighborhoods still have this kind of grassroots feel to it. My name is Stefa Marina Larcon, and we're in Queens Museum. Queens Museum has amazing programming, specifically for the immigrant community that lives in Queens, which I really love. I used to come here as a kid on art trips. This is the panorama, and right now we're right by Manhattan. That's Queens right there. Lots of green, as we can see, lots of parks. Not only is it a to-scale model of New York City, it's also constantly being updated. If you were coming to Queens and you wanted to find something a little more underground, something a little more independent, you could definitely do that. I like to set up like a makeshift altar. So I like using different props and different fabrics. These flowers, I got them at the 99-cent store, which I feel is very Queens. Quiero una casa, quiero una casa, quiero una casa. I grew up singing classical music, and classical voice is a lot about singing with other people and being able to sing with other people and being in tune, not just sonically, but also almost like spiritually in a way. I can't not be singing, not even at my jobs. I'm always singing. The DIY community has really started to foster these spaces for up-and-coming musicians and independent artists to be able to present their work. And then if you wanted to go to a more homegrown space, a place that has been in the community for 20 years, you could go to Terraza Siete. Terraza Siete is a Latin jazz club, and in there, you're gonna hear the most amazing musicians in New York.
Lo mejor acá es la música, eso te va a encantar. Lo que encontré es que las comunidades querían recrear su cultura de origen. Entonces me pareció que era importante que sí se expresara esa memoria auditiva, pero a través de elementos locales. Procuré hacer música que hacían los maestros tradicionales, pero los invitaba a hacer diálogos con músicos locales.
Honestly, one of my main influences is literally being from Queens. Like having so many sounds around me, growing up, with friends from so many countries. So I feel like my sound is like Queens. It's experimental. I gather from different genres. It's part of my upbringing too. So I feel like that's my sound, Queens sound.
While it's always been a vibrant borough, I think now we're starting to see more visibility around Queens.
You're just exposed to so much more of the Latinx community and the overall region here in Queens.
There's so many amazing things in Queens that feel really homegrown, that feel really genuine. Quiero una casa, quiero una casa.
There are powerful Latinx subcultures with a unique heartbeat shaping every city in the U.S. A heartbeat formed by a group of Americanos who are embracing the roots and shaping the future. A long lineage of Latinx artists, chefs, musicians, and creators helping to make their towns a one-of-a-kind place to explore. This is the U.S. through their eyes. Welcome.
All a person has is his or her story. I'm Mariana de Silva. I'm a filmmaker and the founder of El Cine, which lives here in the Bob Baker Marionette Theater in Highland Park. Behind these doors lives about 2,000 puppets, and it's one of my absolute favorite places in LA. It just sparks your imagination. One of my absolute favorite things that happens here is Sábados Animados, which is a program we've developed where parents from different cultures can share cartoons that they grew up watching with kids. El Cine is a nonprofit that promotes film inclusion through education. So what we're about to watch is an El Santo film. El Santo's the first real Mexican superhero. We want to help not only educate, but give a platform to people who maybe don't have one. La gente pobre, humilde, la gente que se acciona. Nosotros somos lo que hacemos la historia del mundo. We are at the Vista in Los Feliz. So many talented filmmakers grew up coming here. Danny actually said he used to sneak into this theater when he was a kid. When I was younger, I moved around a lot, so I felt very misunderstood and like I didn't belong anywhere. I remember the first time I had a film experience where I felt completely seen. And as soon as I found that, I just didn't need to belong to other groups or to feel like I fit in. I really believe in a space where all voices are heard. I think that's what's so beautiful about LA. The industry is here. And if you want it, you can be a part of it. Like, set your soul on fire. That's what movies can do for you.
The taco is a blank canvas, and you can do so much with it. My name's Cesar Hernandez. I'm a food writer, and I grew up in Compton. Right now, we're in East Compton in Taqueria El Poblano. We're here to try tacos estilo Tijuana. It's like a mesquite grill, asada over it, tortilla, onion, cilantro and salsa, guacamole. Compton is like a place that's associated with gangster rap, but it's also a place where you can go and try various regional Mexican dishes. Like you can find hot dogs that are from Sonora, birria from Michoacan, menudo that's like Zacatecas style. These flavors are emblematic of my culture and identity and like what I grew up eating. And I think that it's reached a point now where it's like really good. That's something that is central to the work that I like to do. For example, a place like the Marketplace, Plaza Mexico, which is like an indoor swap meet, very, very Mexican place to kind of get various different things. I remember buying video games as like a young kid. I remember buying like stretchers to stretch my ears out. You can get like wedding dresses, you can get produce, you can get all kinds of various different things. And it's kind of like in one centralized hub. How does all those various different things inform what I like or what you like or what I write about or why he's selling this taco and like what's the history behind that? From here, we're gonna walk over to the lonchera for Birreria González. Los González does an estilo Tijuana birria. It's a stewed meat. You just put it over a tortilla and then you serve it with a consomé. You can do quesadillas, tacos, mulitas, various different things, and it's just, there's a lot of return on it. Dos tacos dorados con queso y un consomé. Gracias. I started with LA Taco just because I had noticed that they were a voice to communities that reflected me. Like they were telling stories about places that I had gone, places that weren't getting as much shine.
So the boss would just sell out of his driveway on the weekends. A lot of people started coming, started growing. So he actually asked for a loan to buy a lunch truck. And then after that, it was just, business got really good.
LA Taco, they're kind of documenting the inner life of these communities in a way that if you're not on the ground, if you're not from these areas, you can't really capture it the same way.
I'm Nydia Cisneros, and we're at the very secret Cholas y Chulas headquarters in downtown LA. We are going to be trying out our Valentine's makeup. So I'm gonna put it on your lip. I'm gonna make a heart. Remember how I sent you that photo?
Okay, my lip is like
The vibe is Chola Romantica. There's like a lot of fallout.
I love it.
It's good.
I feel like a fairy.
Growing up, Chola was something that your mom would call you if you were dressing too bold or if you were mouthy. And in Bolivia, a Chola, she is a badass. They have these whole wrestling like lucha libre, and they have this amazing style. They wear top hats with gems. This is the way they just, go extra on their outfits. So I really looked at them for inspiration. And with Cholas, we're really reclaiming that it's an attitude.
Wow, está bello. Me encanta.
No, it's so good. Ritual is something that we're introducing this year through a candle. I love the word ritual because it's the same in Spanish and English. And we launched our brand in Mexico City. So having that little bit of, the motherland in LA is special to me. For a long time, the Latino was described as tacky. But what happened with the beauty industry, their whole focus was camp. Campy's in, and we credit the drag queen. We credit all these people, but when it comes down to it, La Latina, she was doing it. People know you as a character, and people know, like, oh my God, it's like Cholas y Chulas, La Cita, I love coming here, don't you?
Oh my God.
You just feel like you're home. I mean, it's total go-to. Before I launch, I play with what I'm working on. It's not unfamiliar for even bartenders to see me, asking for water to put tattoos on someone's face. Yeah, right? Yeah. Lo que me gusta es que aquí siempre cambia. They never have a set schedule. There's no app. You can't stay home and wonder how it's gonna be. You have to leave your house, come here, check it out, and that's what I love about it. Unlike anything else in LA, this place has been around since the 70s. If I say La Cita, my dad knows where I'm going.
Yeah. I also love hearing people's romance stories of this spot. My auntie was telling me how she met her husband of 40 years dancing salsa.
Pero vamos a la caña, ¿no? Si siempre tienes música, tú quieres bailar, aquí vamos.
This place is really special. We're creating the next generation of community here in LA.
Mexican food is having an interesting moment. And I think food is culture in a lot of ways. And I think it speaks volumes that people are really digging it. You can find it here in Compton.
When you are looking at LA, people's worlds just open up when you're not pigeonholed to a certain, word.
The Latino community in LA, we're redefining what it means to be Latinx. Here, everybody is welcome, and that's what I love about it.
There are powerful Latinx subcultures with a unique heartbeat shaping every city in the U.S. A heartbeat formed by a group of Americanos who are embracing the roots and shaping the future. A long lineage of Latinx artists, chefs, musicians, and creators helping to make their towns a one-of-a-kind place to explore. This is the U.S. through their eyes. Welcome.
The Latino scene in Austin right now is really growing into something big as far as Latino music and Latino sounds. Me llamo Nicolás Sánchez, toco el bajo y canto.
Yo me llamo Jaime Ospina, yo soy el cantante, el frontman de Superfónicos.
Can you say suelta with me? Suelta, suelta, deja ir, suelta.
Superfónicos started in about 2014 to kind of explore Afro-Colombian roots music.
And the music that we play, the kind of rhythms and the kind of sounds that we're bringing, we are always helping the people connect with the earth, with the primal, with the ancestral,
I grew up in Dallas, and anytime I wanted to go see a touring band that was worthwhile, they would skip Dallas and go to Austin. So I would come to Austin, and I was like, there's something going on here. There's a lot of wonderful bands that come through here that are, not just indie rock and country. There's all kinds of great Latino culture all throughout the city.
Yes, and people is coming. People is coming to the shows. The new generation of Americans are really falling in love with the wonders of the culture. It's happening, and it's happening in Austin, not only with the Latino community, but with the international community.
There's a lyric in one of our songs, Rio Negro. It goes, El paraíso es un lugar en la mente de cada ser. Paradise is a place in your mind. For me and the rest of the band, I think we view playing and performing in that sense that you kind of let loose and disappear into yourself.
Para mí, reconectar con la naturaleza, reconectarnos entre nosotros, unidad, reunirnos, comunidad, it's all about that.
Yo no miro diferencia en una persona de México y una persona de Estados Unidos. Para mí somos la misma sangre, somos mexicanos. La charrería comenzaba en los 30s o 40s. Rancho, hacienda, se juntaban y comenzaron a competir uno contra el otro. Ay, mira, mi caballo está mejor que el tuyo, mira lo que hace mi caballo, mira lo que hago yo. Y así no se fue y fue creciendo y se fue hasta que se hizo un deporte. Mi nombre es Roberto Chavira y soy presidente de la Asociación de Charros del Herrero aquí en Austin. La charrería es un deporte que está muy bonito. Lo que me gustó que este deporte representa la cultura mexicana. Esta cultura, esta tradición, nosotros no cambiamos, seguimos usando la misma uniforme que se usaba allá en aquellos días. Sombreros, chaparreras, botines, espuelas, moño, todo eso no cambia. La charrería está creciendo mucho aquí en Austin. Ya hay muchos niños, mucha juventud que han sido parte de las generaciones de los papás que ya son de aquí de Estados Unidos ellos. Y el deporte es mexicano, no digo que no. No puede uno discriminar. Aquí en el rancho aquí no le cerramos las puertas a nadie. A mí no me importa qué color seas. Si eres humano y tienes en tu corazón, están las puertas abiertas. Uno de mis dones es, como te digo, quiero educar al público, quiero enseñar y educar el público y la juventud, porque sin la juventud la charrería no va a existir aquí en Austin.
The Latino scene before represented more of a workforce. And now with the millennials and stuff, I think we're realizing that we have a lot of influence. And I think that we're starting to use that influence. My name is Rolando Garza. I started cooking at a very early age with my father, helping him peel onions and stuff like that. I was his sous chef. Good food was around a lot in my family. My grandma made tortillas from scratch. My late grandma, I feel like it keeps her alive in my mind because I think about her every time I'm making these foods and I'm working with these flavors, and I feel honored that they passed these things down to me. When I went vegan in my hometown, there wasn't a lot of food options. And so what I did is figure out how they prepared stuff for meat and emulated that with vegetables, grains, beans, and stuff like that. And so what I'm doing is introducing veganism in a new light. When people eat my food, what I want them to walk away with is a different perspective, a different idea on what vegan food is.
I Love Video is very special because aside from being one of the world's oldest and largest video stores in the country, it's just full of anything and everything you can imagine cinema, from toys, memorabilia, etc. 1940s Japanese cinema, boom, they got it. If you want to find the most niche films, you can find it here. My name is DJ Enriquez. I'm a cinematographer. My formal name is Eduardo Enriquez Jr. It's kind of an interesting combo because, in Spanish surnames, I wouldn't even have the name Junior. I would be Eduardo Enriquez Rios. So I kind of have this journey of kind of realizing I'm a bridge point between my before Latino identity and this new emerging one here in the States. I think cinematography really gets to the heart of what people just essentially see. It's literally life in motion. I think my creative process as a cinematographer encapsulates a lot of different things. I really want to get to the heart of the story. A lot of people just think about shop talk with cameras and lenses and lights, and I really just want to think about what really would portray and advance the story in its most pure form. I think as a Latino, so those values that have been instilled in me are obviously like hardworking ethics and whatnot, and also loyalty, dedication. I think that really blends well into filmmaking because you're in the trenches with a lot of people for a lot of long hours. Because my parents had to work so hard for where they are, that it kind of was ingrained in me that like, hey, you need to keep working hard. Make sure that you can get to where you need to go regardless of whatever anyone says or anyone does. You have control over your future. I think Austin's a very special place for filmmakers because of that community. It's very small, but it's very enriching. There's a certain hustle here that is kind of chill. You can still do what you want and grind and all that, but you can kind of do it at your own pace, which I really like. No matter what, the Latino roots in Tejas are just always going to be there. We're obviously a very vocal people. We know what we like, we know what we don't like, and we will tell you about that.
The future is very Latino in Austin.
Yo por ser nacido aquí me dicen que soy mexicano americano y por eso yo estoy orgulloso de eso. Es bonito ser para mí.
I think Austin is becoming one of those like big cities that people are gonna think about as far as like Latino music and Latino sounds.
Latinos are coming here very fast rate and are feeling at home here, you know, and comfortable.